Stewart, the agent, sends me on an open call for the Warriors. Remember that movie, Warriors, come out and play, yay. The gang picture in New York. So you can imagine what an open call for a gang picture in New York is like. I remember feathers, I don't know why. But anyway, so I go and what I did is I brought the poster for my next fight. My next fight was my first main event. I was fighting actually at Prospect Hall, and it said Tough Tony Danza and had my picture on it. So what happened was I read for the part, and it was Larry Gordon, who else? Joel Silver, and John Milius. I mean, John Milius. You know, three guys at the end of this huge conference table. So I read for the part, and then I says, "Hey, by the way," because I wasn't really sure about the acting, but I knew I could fight. And by the way, you guys really want to see a warrior? And I unfurled the poster. I said, "Come see me fight." And they were like, "Wow, you're a fighter?" Yeah. So they came. I was fighting Prospect Hall. They came. They sat through 5 boring fights, and then I came on, and I knocked the guy out pretty quickly. In a really wild fight. The guy ends up out of the ring in the front row, and I was running around all full of adrenaline after the fight. Right after the fight, I was walking around the ring, and I looked down, and Larry Gordon, the producer, looked up at me, and we made eye contact, and he went, "That's the greatest audition I've ever seen." So I get the part, and I go to Gulf and Western, which owned Paramount. Okay, it's now the Trump building. And I'm thinking, I was just fighting 10 rounds, and I'm now in a major motion picture. This is unbelievable, and getting wardrobe. All of a sudden, somebody tapped me on the shoulder in the middle of all this euphoria and said, "You Tony Danza?" And I went, "Yeah." I thought, oh shoot, the jig is up. He says, "No, they want to see you on the 22nd floor in Juliet Taylor's office, Gretchen Brunel's office." Who? I don't know. All right, I get on the elevator, I go up, doors open, and there's a room, waiting room full of blonde 200-pound guys. I'm like, wait a minute, where am I? And the hostess, I don't even know they're actors. I don't know what's going on. I really have no idea what's going on. The hostess says, the receptionist says, "Are you Tony Danza?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Come right away." And they're all like, these guys are like, "Who's this idiot? You know, why is he going right in?" They were all like at their sides, you know. So I go in, and in the office is Jim Brooks, Mandy Patinkin, and Jim Brooks. Mandy's reading for Judd Hirsch's part. And I'm going to read with Mandy Patinkin for Jim Brooks. Okay. What happened was ABC had me on a pilot deal, and Jim was still casting and having trouble finding this fighter. And they said, "Hey, this kid got a job, we got a major motion picture, maybe you should take a look at him." So they sent me over. So I read, and it was about, the bit was one of the great bits in Taxi was we had a free phone in the garage. The money just keeps coming back in the payphone. You call anywhere you want. I say, "Alex, you want to go first?" He goes, "No, Tony, you go ahead." I said, "Yeah, great. I want to call a girl I knew when I was on R&R from Vietnam." You know, Tony was a Vietnam vet. I was on R&R from Vietnam in Thailand. Classiest girl I ever met. Picks up the phone. "Hello, I'd like to speak to the VIP massage parlor." "Yeah, I'd like to speak to number 12. "Oh, really?" He hangs up the phone. "Since the war's over, they only go up to 9. So I'm so naive. Jim walks me out and says, "I loved your work." I had no idea what he was talking about. I really mean it. I loved your work. What did I do? I sweep? I didn't do anything. So anyway, a couple of days went by, and I was sitting in a luncheonette in Long Island, in Malvern, Long Island, with my friend Vinny and Vic and Nicky Carrillo, and the phone rang. And the guy was always mad that I was getting a lot of phone calls at the luncheonette. Go, "Tony, it's for you." So I went over to the phone, and it was my agent, Stuart, and he said, "You got the series." And it was just like that, you know. I was fighting, though. It was the fight. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really something.